What's up, you guys? Kiliancha here, and welcome to the first episode of FoodieMommaPH featuring Black people in Singapore. This is going to be a 5-part series where we will get to taste Brent's version of Asian curry noodles and American Canadian pancakes.
Go pancakes, go pancakes, go.
We're also going to explore Tekka Center market foods and learn more about British fish and chips with Roxy.
So in the UK they would serve it in paper and you douse it with salt and vinegar.
And Mr. Q is going to cook up some amazing roast chicken and tomato sauce with polenta and greens, a pinch of Zimbabwe on the plate.
You pick some of the sauce like that and then...
And finally, we're going to end the series by having them try the Filipino BOODLE fried feast.
Nutty and sweet.
So make sure to watch the entire 5-part series. And today, we're going to learn more about our guests. Here's Brent, Roxy, and Mr. Q.
My name is Brent Maxwell,
So my name's Roxy.
My name is Q.
otherwise known as Max. My friends kind of call me Max. We're on stage. My name is DC, and I'm a chiropractor and also a comedian as well.
And I'm a DJ here in Singapore.
A lot of people call me Mr. Q, and I'm a menswear designer here in Singapore. I've got my own tailoring business. I make custom clothing, and all the clothing is focused on casual resort wear because we live in these blazing hot tropics. So yeah, that's where I am.
I used a moniker other than my professional name because I'm living in a country where I felt that people need to see the doctor as a doctor, not as a comedian. So when I did my stuff on stage, I represented myself on a different brand, to show that anything bad happens on stage, it protects the company that I'm working for. And then just DC stuff. And also, DC stands for Doctor of Chiropractic, so just a plain words. D-E-E-C-E-E, DC. I know, huh? My blown.
My full name is Roxana. I've been going by Roxy since I was about 14, because usually people call me Roxanne, which I hate. You can tell how long someone's known me by how they call me, so whether it's Roxy or Roxana.
Because most people cannot pronounce Ngabeni, right? So that's how you pronounce my proper name. So you can't say Ngabeni. So my dad, as a joke, was like, dude, no one will be able to pronounce your name. We should just call you Mr. Q. When I moved over here, it just stuck, and that's how it became known.
Two totally different things. Where did I come from, or where's my nationality? Because we all came from Africa. That's a broad statement, okay? But my nationality is Canadian. I was born in Canada. My family is traditionally from Guyana. I've been living in the US the last 16, 17 years, so I've been all over the place.
My nationality is British, and I come from the UK. I come from London. My parents are from London. We were all born in the same part of London, South London. My grandparents are from the British colonies of Guyana and Jamaica, but I'm yet to visit any of those places.
I'm of Ndebele background, ethnicity. I was born and raised in Zimbabwe until the age of 13. At the age of 13, I moved to the UK, and I lived there for 14 years, and then moved to Singapore, and I've been here now for 8 years.
Yes, it's a major gold producer. Now it's also known for oil, right? Oil producing country. Gold, bauxite, which is like a mineral that's used in aluminum and other stuff. And sugar. Gold and sugar.
Interesting.
I feel like if anyone from Guyana is watching this, they're gonna be like, disown her, find her family, kick them out, because no. What they're famous for? Demerara sugar, roti, depending on who you ask.
I think in the last 20 years, unfortunately, it's been known for particularly one of the world's craziest inflation rates. On a more serious note and much more established note, prior to that, it was well known for its global standing in educational rankings. We were one of the only countries in Africa, if not the only country, that had a 100% literacy rate. We were known for our gold reserves. So our 3 main trades were gold, cotton and tobacco. Cotton in particular actually was a huge one because it went as far afield as Japan. And in Japan it's known as Zimbo cotton and is highly sought after.
I don't know.
Whatever it is, it's rice-based. All right, much like most of the West Indies. Any third world country that's not the United States, right? There is a lot of rice and peas, rice and beans meals.
I do know that there is one in Jamaica, which is ackee and silkfish. Yeah, I can have that.
The national dish is a staple that comes with it, so there are a lot of like different elements and small foods.
For me, I grew up with roti and pepper pot, right, which is a heavily preserved meat that lasts for days on the stove without spoiling. I have no idea how to do it. I don't know the recipe. All I know is that this thing used to last at least a week on end without spoiling and nobody getting sick. So Indian, but it's also part of Guyana right now as well. You can piggyback off that from the India. So I grew up with roti.
Nationally, the binding staple is maize meal in the form of, in my language, called isichwala, and then in the other language, in Shona, it's called sadza. Regionally, like in places like Zambia, where they know it's known as ishima, different parts, but in the whole southern bowl of Africa, it's a very well-known staple. Everybody eats it. So it looks like mashed potatoes.
Oh God, roti and curry. That's what I grew up with.
So with the staple, I used to love something as delicacy called amaiklimbi. And amaiklimbi are caterpillars, basically. These are like black caterpillars. They're an incredible delicacy where I come from. And everybody cooks it differently depending on the occasion, depending who they're cooking for. As boys, when you're growing up, it's known as bachelor's food. You know, the second favorite thing was on my mom's side had a farm and she had a lot of livestock. Usually when a goat first delivers its kid, the milk that comes out of the goat is the best type of milk for the kid to have. Not like normal goat's milk. It's quite thick and creamy and a little bit sweet. So when we were boys and we were out herding some of her livestock, kind of known as a boy's thing to tail a goat that was about to deliver its kids. Now I look at it with a bit more wisdom and I feel guilty about it. But at the time, as boys, it was a great pastime to steal the milk from the goat and have that.
Mainly an opportunity.
My wife came here on a teaching contract.
We were living in Hong Kong first, and then my husband got a job in Singapore, so we moved to Singapore. So we weren't in Hong Kong for very long, maybe a year. Singapore just coming on 2 years.
Create an opportunity that wasn't available for me back home in Chicago, or I didn't feel that was available as when I first came here. So circumstances, life changes, just had a stressful stretch of time in my life back home, my family, career, and I needed a rapid change. It wasn't happening fast enough where I was in the outskirts of Chicago, but I chose to try to get momentum and traction. My mindset towards my career in Singapore was an opportunity, and I was able to support my family.
Back in 2011, initially, she came here as a teacher just for 1 year, but I came along 6 months later, found work and stuck with it, and we love it.
Chicken rice.
Oh yeah.
Boring, but still enjoyable.
No. Do we know the national dish of Singapore?
National dish, I think nationally it's supposed to be chicken rice. But the thing is, I've eaten all cuisines here in Singapore.
I know there's a lot of good food here. The thing is about national dishes is they can be tricky because if you ask most people what the national dish of the UK is, they might say fish and chips, but I'm pretty sure it's chicken tikka masala. Chicken rice, okay. Like, if you would have given me a lot of time, I probably would have come to that conclusion. I was gonna say durian, but that's not really a dish.
Favorite Singaporean food? I enjoy chicken rice, but it's not my favorite. The pieces that I enjoy the most are popia. I love the Singapore curry puff made by Prima Deli, and I'm not paid by them, but they're the most memorable Prima Deli experience or a Singapore curry puff experience. Yeah, you gotta try it out. Prima Deli across the board. Yeah, just a good, memorable chicken rice. Right? And had quite a few. Bread and murtabak.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Singaporean olive rice.
Olive rice.
Yeah, is that Singaporean or Thai or Malaysian?
I haven't had it before.
I've only had it in Singapore and it's amazing. So wherever it's from, that's my favorite food that I associate with Singapore.
My two favorite cuisines are Indian cuisine and Chinese food. Indian food specifically, it's southern food from Kerala. My wife is Keralian. Not just about that connection to her, but the food itself is distinctly different. In England, you're more exposed to North Indian food, which is very sauce-based, and it's really, really nice. There are a handful of restaurants here that have amazing North Indian food, but I particularly love South Indian food. For things like the doshas, idli, appam.
Oh, that's difficult to say because there's so many good hawker stands. I know there's one that used to be nearby by my work, and one of the outlets I used to work at, they had a good chicken rice there. But the most memorable popia is in Chinatown. I think the Chinatown Hong Lim complex, I believe, the second floor. Best popia, best chicken rice. I think it's any place that serves chicken rice that they can add ginger with it.
The ginger garlic.
Yeah, the ginger garlic. Yeah, any chicken rice, any place that can add the ginger garlic, I'm to die. Wait, try must die. That you get what I'm saying.
We like two chefs in terms of pork because it's close by and it's really good. And I think a lot of people have recommended it to us. We're just lucky to live close by to it.
I've become quite good at finding these really obscure ones that most people wouldn't even refer to. So I used to live in Clementi, and there was a hawker there which made me discover my favorite dish actually out of all the dishes in Singapore, which is, in Chinese they call it hei ci tang, basically black chicken soup. It's medicine, and I haven't taken medicine for 3 years. I don't take pills at all because whenever I've got a cold, I simply go and find hei ci tang.
Laksa.
Why?
Chocolate laksa. No, because I'm hot and spicy. And nobody really asked me that question before. That's a very suggestive dish. It's just because I gotta keep it PG, right? This is for family. All right, kids are watching. I don't know. I think probably something sweet and savory at the same time.
A plate, because they're quite round.
If I was a dish, what would I be? Really good question. I would probably be a well-rounded chicken casserole with lots of color. Yeah, I would be a very, very colorful chicken casserole baked in the oven in a clay pot.
Well, listen, I've had fun with this. Great being guest on Foodie Mama, right? But more importantly here, just to follow on, discuss some great journeys. I'm honored to be included in part of our food journey as a fellow foodie. Follow me online. I'm also launching very soon The Naked Doctor. And you can follow me on Facebook, or actually specifically the website at nakeddoctor.com, which is coming soon. Meantime, you can also find me at DC Comedy, Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram, which is DC Comedy, DEECE_comedy, or Naked Doctor Abroad. Both of those handles are mine. All right, I'm coming out and watching more shows, watching more episodes of Foodie Mama.
Okay, you can catch me on Instagram. It will be located down here. This is FoodieMommaPH. Welcome.
So yeah, please check out my brand. It's The Prefecture, and that's just what it is on social media. Find us on there and say hello. Hopefully you might find a couple of interesting things on there. Also, FoodieMommaPH has just been fed hopefully what was a decent meal. I noticed that between her and her husband and myself, we all had like 3 or 4 servings each. So that might be a good sign that if the dish was decent, and 3 or 4 good sizes. They were not small portions. Actually, they were heavy portions. So I think it's safe to say I may have cooked a decent meal. Oh, it's like brie cheese, man.